Cross Studios Poetry Slam. So glad you guys could make it. Oh my goodness. How many people this is their first poetry slam ever? Righteous. Righteous. So we use it as we use the poetry slam as like a format, right? We the format of a national poetry slam society or whatever. I don't remember the name, and we're not really affiliated with them. Someday maybe, but right? So we use that as a format, and in that format we have 3-minute original poems, but no one's standing here with a stopwatch or anything like that. And the first round everyone reads. Second round we're going to take the top 5 poets and from our esteemed judges, and then the top 3 poets with the combined scores will win fabulous prizes. Cool. Want to make a couple of quick announcements before we get rolling. I wanted to let you guys know that, oh yeah, Crew Cross Studios is home of Monday Night Jazz Jam. If you haven't been to here on a Monday night, 6 to 9, live jazz. You never know what's going to happen. You never know who's going to walk through the door with some crazy instrument, and it's a lot of fun. Also, we have second Thursdays, Blues by the Bay with Larry Dupio. And one more thing, we also have tickets for sale for Now Fest, which is a weekend festival down the street, down Hamakua Coast a little ways, just a little ways past Honolulu. And those $40 tickets and that includes a camping spot and an overnight, and it's 2 days of music, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. So, without further ado, let's get started with the poetry slam. And as is the tradition, I'm going to start it off with a little, I'll be the sacrificial poet. Donate myself as the sacrificial poet. So I was thinking it might be fun to read this, share a little piece I wrote this book of poetry while being a barista in Seattle, and here's one of the fun little pieces. Cascading cups of caffeinated concentrate, drip de la drip, creme de la creme, packed tight, portafilter, handy shots to shoot it down, round, wound, and up I go, free to flow, this juice in my veins, Sammy Hagar high, never cry when it rains, with bebop jazz and espresso addictions, leaving little turd-colored cakes. So that's it. It's a very short book. Very short poems. Beautiful. So let's get this bugger rolling. We had a lot of people sign up online beforehand. That's just so great. Thank you guys for doing that. And please feel free to share your experience here tonight with your friends. And let's get this new season of poetry started off right with our first poet. Please put your hands together for Chris Yoakum. Did I say that right? Yeah? Chris, where are you at? Oh, wait a second. Did Chris show up yet? No, it's not looking like it. How about we skip Chris for later and go with Seth Speaks? Because I see this guy. Oh, yeah! Na-na-na, na-na-na.
So I've been having a lot of new beginnings lately, as a part of community, as a father, and as a spiritual seeker. 3 beginnings, 3 poems. Here we go. Straight out of Puna, ain't got no kahuna to guide the way, but these rascals, I gotta help them slay, not sit on my ass another day, even if it is for unity and sustainability that I pray. There are pleasures I crave and like to save, so in the spirit of the knave, I leave this enclave and call me depraved, but I'll do what I do as I point to the spirit calling you too. Let's dance the dance on this whim or chance, and I tell ya, I'll work any shitty job as the planet continues to sob. Just hold back the fears of the mob, cause don't you know, it's gonna be alright. Use that intuition or third sight. Remember, it ain't about the moolah, but welcome, bitches, to the Kali Yuga.
Oh, wow!
Yeah. Good. We only do one poem at a time. And then,
Sorry, it's a 3-minute set.
okay.
I timed it all out.
All right. Go for it. Go.
Thank you. I'm
All right.
sorry.
Yeah.
So yeah, I want to teach my daughter to change the oil and how to foil a schemer's grip on a heart royal, to use a knife, to play the panpipe, and to dance like my wife. But listen, I want to teach my daughter to teach me. It's like Buddha for free, and all children come like her, ready to shine. I want her to know not to listen to me sometimes. I want her to climb more than she goes out to dine. And I want her to listen to great women, because I won't have her caged in the bullpen by a trumped-up system of patrist apologist men and their viper-converted femmes. I want her to wear whatever length hem she damn well feels, because fuck them. You know the type. Haters, fakers, takers, heart void, lust slakers. Beyond her earthbound pair, she has a heavenly father, just and fair, Lord of sweet mother in the deep, full of care, and her guideposts I leave here, because I am no seer. I just want her to spill Mother Mary from her lips as often as boy next door Harry who chews dip. I want her to revel, to become a rebel. I want her to know heights more than slights. But most of all, I want her to rise to daring womanhood, still feeling that this fucking world I left her is just a little bit good. She whispered to me through the pages of a book, and then my whole world shook. This atheist mind fell in love with wisdom. Fortunate for a man so blind, and she kissed me. But every time I slipped, she sorrowfully took to the whip, and now my axe starting to stack on past charts and tacks, and with spinning light I'll release the crow and the dove, for I tell you true, the time has come to speak of this love. I'll come down the mountain to drown you all in her fountain, because the tides are rising. So stop the polarizing, and please, let's all 86 the fucking compromising. We're promised a new dawn, one that can't be pawned for dollars, no matter how the demons holler. And yes, I'll burn the candle at both ends, because I mean to offend. My orders are to pray, help the rascal slay, and shoot every stray. Everyone's read of Medea, but my lips only praise Sophia. Thank you. Set speaks.
Cool. Give it up one more time for Set Speaks. Yeah. I can see that all being one poem, like a stream of consciousness. I'd probably put the last one in the middle and the first, the second one at the end, and do that. But let's imagine that just happened. That's easy, right? All right. Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention.
No decimals?
Oh, decimals work. Yeah, decimals are so necessary. And we got 1, 2, 3. We got. Oh yeah. And so what we do is we take the highest score and the lowest score, and we just wipe them out, and we add the 3 in the middle to kind of make for our total score with a grand total possibility of 30. And that's great. Do what you feel. We're gonna. This is gonna be the next part we're gonna work on for the next month's poetry slam. We're gonna have all new. All right. Beautiful. It's in there somewhere. All right.
There we go.
Oh yeah. Hey, this next poet has a book of poetry. Oh gosh, it's called "Growing Up Gay in and America. Growing up gay and Amish in America. Please put your hands together for James Schwartz.
Thank you. So this is a new poem that I wrote, and it's going to be in the fall issue of RFD magazine, which is the Radical Fairy magazine. If you know what that is, great. If you don't, it would take too long to explain it for you. It's called Punatic. Unshaven face. Check. Yesterday's clothes. Check. Baggy Punatic pants. Check. My first bicycle ride in ages, and my bones creak like bamboo trees in a storm. The terrain from Kapoho to Pahoa curves through the jungle, both uphill and down. The road into Pahoa is steeply downhill. Rather than slow down, I throw caution to the trade winds and fly full speed ahead, pants billowing around me. You see that guy? You see how he looks ghetto? He's local, a passerby remarks to his companion as I billow by. July 19th, 2017. I'm an official Punatic. Thank you.
Jeez, man. That's one of my new words too since moving here. Punatic.
I encourage everyone to use this in a poem.
I love it. I love it. How's it, man? Welcome back. Good to see you. All right. You guys ready to rock? All right. Growing up gay and Amish in America.
I do not recommend this for anyone.
It's just, yeah. That does not sound easy.
It's not.
Yeah.
You might have to leave.
Hence why you're here.
Yes.
All right. Next up, please. I haven't heard this next poet is his first time here, just like Seth, and it's super exciting to see all these new poets coming to Kukuau Studio for the 4th Friday Poetry Slam. Please put your hands together for Henry.
The feds are coming for my girl. I said the feds are coming for my girl. I said the feds are coming for my girl because her papers are different than mine. Tell me where on the woman is written the social security number, the alien registration number. Is it written above the navel? Are we all wrapped up in flags and wrapped up in our own skin? Is the MSC case number written beneath the breast? Is the probationary F1 status inked underneath the small stubble hairs of the armpit? I tell you, they try to put barriers between us. They would separate us with papers, fences, giant concrete Trumpian walls. I would look at the police on the street corners and they would be looking for someone just like you. But as I lie beside you, my heart beating next to your warm heart, I tell you, sure is true, there are no loves between us, love. And that hate and fear lie outside our bed tonight, but they do not lie in this bed with us.
Right on, Henry. Man, do you live in the neighborhood?
Just moved in.
Nice. From where?
Portland, Oregon.
Portland, Oregon. Love Portland. Left my heart in Eugene once. Just down the street. Sweet. You live in Hilo side or?
Oh yeah. Two
Nice.
blocks from here.
Nice. That's why the parking lot's so empty. There's all these people here, but a lot of people walked. How many people walked here? Yeah, look at it. We cruised on a, other than a car type thing. Yeah, I didn't see horses out there. But thankfully, I don't know. Horses get messy, don't they? All right. Anyway,
They do get a little messy.
I think that's why they were replaced by the combustion engine. I'm glad you're enjoying yourself, my dear. It's gonna smell really good in here in a minute. All right. Got you. Got you too. Right? Got you three. Yeah, we're on a nice flow here, guys. Doing good. All right. I don't think we've got a lot of new poets here tonight. It's super exciting. Please put your hands together for Lauren. Loudon. That's what it is. Loudon. All right, baby.
Well, first I must admit I'm rather humbled with all the original poetry that I've heard tonight, and with your permission, I would like to do something that is not original to me. It was done by a professional cowboy poet. He's been on NPR and on Johnny Carson's show, and the poem is that okay? Okay. Okay, and the poem I'm going to do is one that he did on the Johnny Carson show. It's called The Vegetarian's Nightmare, or a dissertation on plants' rights. Ladies and diners, I make you a shameful, degrading confession, a deed of disgrace in the name of good taste. Though I did it, I meant no aggression. I planted a garden last April and lovingly sang it a ballad. Later in June, beneath a full moon, forgive me, I wanted a salad. So I slipped out and fondled a carrot, caressing its feathery top, and with the force of a brute, I tore out the root. It whimpered and came with a pop. Then, laying my hand on a radish, I jerked and it left a small crater. Then, with the blade of my true value spade, I exhumed a slumbering tater. Celery I plucked, I twisted the squash. Tomatoes were wincing in fear. I choked the romaine, it screamed out in pain. Their anguish was filling my ear. Finally I came to the lettuce, as it cringed at the top of the row. With one wicked slice I beheaded it twice. It writhed as I dealt the death blow. I butchered the onions and parsley. My hoe was all covered with gore. I slipped and I whacked without looking back, and then stealthily slipped in the door. My bounty lay naked and dying, so I drowned them to snuff out their life. I sliced and I peeled as they, I sliced and I peeled as they thrashed and they reeled on the cutting board under my knife. I violated tomatoes, so their innards could never survive. I grated and ground until they made not a sound, and then I boiled the tater alive. Then I took the broken pieces I had tortured and killed with my hands, and tossed them together, heedless of whether they suffered or made their demands. I ate them. Forgive me. I'm sorry, but hear me though, I'm a beginner. Those plants feel pain, though it's hard to explain to somebody who eats them for dinner. I intend to begin a crusade for plants' rights, including chickpea, and the ACLU will be helping me too. But in the meantime, please pass the blue cheese.
Sweet. Yes, she's ready. We don't even have to do stair music or anything. Please put your hands together for Danelle.
Hey guys, so that was the perfect segue for this plant-based poet. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to eat tonight, tomorrow, for the rest of my life. It's all right. I don't eat much anymore. So when I heard that tonight's theme was New Beginnings, this poem started coming through. It took about a week and a half. And I decided to title it Remembering because, let's face it, you wake up every morning, if you're blessed, and it's our job to remember. Remembering. Remembering why I'm here. New beginnings, fluctuation, lifetimes coming together. Finally, the tools recognized. Very soon, dear ones, the heart connection is multidimensional, and keeping it fresh is fun. The source of creation in stones, moon binding the ties between star-crossed lovers. When you turn on the light, darkness disappears. We are not linear, and I don't talk normal issues. Diving deep into the water birth, bathing anew, born again, this is how it comes through. Really, a reality that's constantly changing. Imagine coming home every night to your furniture rearranged. DNA, your junk inside. Can you like it enough to dream, to glow, to flow? Living serene and brave enough to use black Sharpies just for me. To activate Sufi spinning your multidimensional self to a state of flexible swaying, sweet balance, joy, clarity, laughter, creative dolphin connection, love. Love the dove, the rainbow, the painting, willing to forget everything and everyone you've ever known. Engaging in a beautiful new world, accessing a portal, swing, drift, dance, solar echoes, eclipse signs, hidden secrets bloom, explode symbols, the great revealer to a new world. The end of an era, closure into true silence, falling in love with your own story, and holding nothing back, because this is your masterpiece. Don't stop until it's beautiful. One more time and do it again. Which future are you energizing? How can you fear when you create it? Just tune into the pulse of life, a spectacular Earth 7.83. Just be. If you make yourself a big enough wave, it will come back to greet you.
Yeah. This lady does a lot of crazy art, poetry is just one little aspect of it, and it's so glad to have you. So happy to. It's radical. Rad. All right. Make him stop humming. Quick. All right. So, yeah, a bunch of people coming in. Kukwa Studios Poetry Slam. Please put your hands together for another fresh poet to the Kukwa Studio stage, Pablo.
Thank you. So it's this is not my poem, but it's been a really hard year, as probably a lot of you are dealing with as well. But I also have complex PTSD, so it's even a harder year to deal with. So this is what this poem is about, and it is kind of a new beginning for me since I'm doing some therapy this year. So here we go. Sometimes it feels like the world's gone to shit. Run by jokers and half-wits, president with insanity, nuclear calamity, toxic chemicals alarming, polluting all of our farming, democracy now in tatters, white lives the only matter, population's getting fatter, rather dumber, rather sadder. Sometimes I wish to climb corporate ladder, Rolls Royce and feeling dapper, feeling far enough away from distressing money matters. Sometimes I wish to unleash, besieged by this disease, fearing all is being attacked like a hypochondriac. My mind spinning in circles like rabies-infested squirrels, hopping over Olympic hurdles, passing underdogging turtles. Each hurdle an invasive thought, guinea grass crowding my crop, city bus hitting every stop, bulls running in my china shop. And on top of that, sometimes my gut just feels like crap, as if all problems dropped on my lap. A digestive handicap, anxious, unpopped bubble wrap. And now I think about it more, using every cranial pore to catastrophize as if we're in a fated third world war. A vicious cycle loop, jumping hurdles, then recruit every last troop of anxiety till bomb drops, that's the end of me. Kites struck by vicious lightning, no Ben Frank discovery. Just me lost in a reverie, trees shed their leaves disrobed right in front of me. Sometimes I feel naked too. Vulnerable and aloof, no roof over my head, thoughts burned by infrared. And now feeling boiling hot, the anger I just can't stop. Take off the top of that pot, water draining like trains of thought. Sometimes I'm Cobain, head banging, bass blaring, treble clanging, thanking rage while I drub. Gorilla radio, now turn that shit up. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. No more whimper. Not even a shout. No fermenting thoughts like sauerkraut. The rains had pulled me out of the drought, and all it took was air through snout. Breathe in once more, breathe out again. The pot cools like rivers through glens. Leaves return to stems like old friends. Storm clouds dissipate, no bowls to knock over plates. City bus just taking its time. Guinea grass a past paradigm. At last I can rest and digest and breathe more air into my chest. It all now makes sense to me. Mind, body, spirit, one entity. I grab that pot, pour me some tea. Sencha, matcha, mamaki. Breathe in, breathe out. Take a sip of tea and air. For just a few minutes of self-care, I'm no longer pulling my hair. Just taking solace in the present, shift from discontent to pleasant. Letting intrusive thoughts meander. Not lashing at them with slander, just wave them by like a bystander and float airily a ballet dancer. Sometimes can feel like forever, an endless, chaotic endeavor, but sometimes it's not all the time. Sometimes it's just part of the time. Sometimes it's just a moment. And by breathing, I keep things flowing. No longer frozen canoe keeps rowing. And in closing, let me just say this, that we can all use some restful bliss, even when worlds swallowed into an abyss. For a few minutes of self-love and care can give us all an awakening spritz. Whether yoga and doing the splits or meditating at your office party or simply giving thanks to your body, it all helps to block sometimes from eternity. Just keep breathing. Thank you.
Pablo, man. Yeah, get up. Radical. Where you live? You live Honolulu?
Yeah,
About. You live in the jungle in
I live with sheep on a little
a farm with a bunch of sheep. Radical. All right. So glad you guys are enjoying those theater chairs up there. Those came from the Crest Theater. Yeah, down the street. You may have sat on them before. They're like, can you take some theater chairs? Like, somebody calls me up from the school that bought the place out, and they're like, can you take some theater chairs? I'm like, yeah, I can probably take a few. And I grabbed like 25, called my buddy with a flatbed truck, and they're like, can you take more? Like, no, no, but thank you. So, I'm glad you guys are enjoying that. And I didn't have to do my stair walking trumpet for Emily. Please put your hands together.
How are we doing out there? All right. I visited Alaska after April, or after bear turns over. But I didn't want to see a bear. Not after learning they can run 35 miles an hour, climb trees, and swim. Not after failing to strap on bear bells and carry bear spray. Not after the sign warning of bears in the area and then hearing there is a bear in the area. I didn't want to see a bear. That's why I saw one. So says Sarah, who stepped in so much bear shit, she deserves to see a bear. I didn't want to see a bear, but I did. A big, beautiful sow of a grizzly. Nothing to fear, we're told. She's across the river, and other people are near. Maybe so, but the people are scattered, the river a trickle, and the bear close. Very close. A glimpse of her shaggy, humped self foraging behind a shrub is enough for me. Not so for Katie, my photo-taking partner. I start chanting, black, attack! Brown, lie down! White, good night. Lie down, or stand your ground. I'm dressed like a giant blueberry and don't want to do either. Standing is scary. So is leaving. Any movement and she could charge. Still, we get out. Up the hill, we meet a guy headed down. He says the bear is gone, but there could be more. Katie wants to join him. I don't. I've seen a bear. I don't want to see more. I didn't want to see a bear.
Did you guys ever sing that song in elementary school about the bear I saw a bear. It was over there. In tennis shoes. A great big bear. Just thinking of that for a minute. But I digress. Back to the poetry slam. Here we go. Hup! Yeah! Oh, I can't see that one. Oh, yeah. That's like in pencil or something. Alright. And, alright. Now this cat has been to his fair share of poetry slams here at Kugwa Studio. Royce, have you ever been to a slam outside of this joint?
Yeah.
Once? Where are you? Oh, there you are. Once. Where was that at?
I can't remember.
Okay. Well, Royce is walking downstairs. We're going to do a little stair walking trumpet. You guys ready? Give it up for Royce, everybody. Yeah.
Oh, I remember when I first poetry slam. It's in Columbus, Ohio. I went to Ohio State. Yep. Of all the 4 seasons, only one is dear to me. I long for the leaves to change color, drop and wrestle with the fall breeze. I long for falls I had back home, Thanksgivings with all of us together, reveling in what we salvaged from our shared African culture. The vultures fly, because that's the past now. My seasons are wet and dry, my life is a lie. I'm here with you because I don't feel alive, I'm dead inside. I walk in this mortal world cold as ice. Damn phone. I'm here with you because I don't feel alive, I'm dead inside. I walk in this mortal world cold as ice, separated from the place I love because I'm attracted to the place I am. But there is this road I know in Hilo I roll to every fall where I can see the leaves change color and it warms my heart because it is there that I feel home and it sustains me. Every year I go there and find more of myself and what I thought that was lost. I still am who I thought I was. I have my family around me. They're not related, but I still love them just the same. I've been back home and it's not the same because now my heart resides in Hilo.
Yeah, baby. That's how I feel too. How many people like came off the plane into Hilo for the first time and went like, oh shit, feels like home. Yeah, right? Yeah, right? Lots of hands. That's radical. And like there's no windows in this airport. Fucking rad. Yeah. I like it. Sweet. All right, I got you. And this, are you guys having fun? Fun stuff, right? Yeah. I think this next poet has won a couple of poetry slams in her day. Pretty awesome stuff, and Asia, are you gonna be reading anything new tonight, or is it with a new piece? We'll wait till the clapping. Asia. Give it up one more time, Asia.
Hi, you guys. So I heard, that this was themed New Beginnings. And so it kind of fit perfectly because last year around this time I went through some of the hardest times of my life. So this one is called Redemption. Complaining on a daily basis, graceless and faceless, I don't know who I am. Not wanting to live, not wanting to breathe, nervous and scared, life's a final exam. Complaining about having nothing, no money, no love, all the shit you take for granted, all that shit you sick of. Wishing I had more, wishing I wasn't here. Doing wrong, breaking character, all so I can disappear. I hate life because this shit isn't fair. Doing right gets you nowhere, but doing wrong gets you there. Going to school, but you're struggling. Going to work, but you're struggling. Praying daily, but you're struggling. So that shit you start smuggling gets the money, gets the honey, gets everything that you want. Funny how the world wants you to be irreproachable, but doing right leaves you with nothing to flaunt. Getting drunk, getting high, just so the time can pass me by. Telling my friends, fuck life, I'd rather die. Cause it's hard, cause I ain't got nothing. Blaming mom, blaming friends, blaming everyone but me. I was blind, started doing wrong, and then immediately I could see. I swear I ain't got nothing, nothing to live for. In my heart, it was peace, but in my mind, it was war. I can't get any worse, I know I hit rock bottom. It's like the devil took my soul, like I joined the fifth column. It wasn't until I almost died that I realized that I really want to live. Gun to my head, took everything that I was robbed with only my life left to give. He pulled the trigger, tried to kill me, but the gun didn't fire. At that moment, at my time of my life, living was the only thing I desired. Wasn't thinking about money, wasn't thinking about wealth. I was only thanking God that I still had my health. I was stubborn, I had enough, I was just being needy. It wasn't until God showed me that I was really being greedy. Swearing I didn't want to live, swearing I had nothing. I have family and friends, a home. Well, isn't that something? Just when I thought my life couldn't get worse, I realized I had it good. Take back the things I did and said I really wish I could. Doing wrong, thinking that I can get ahead. I was wrong, now it's the losing that my life, that I dread. I gained back my soul, I guess that was God's whole goal. To get me, appreciate what I can be. To love my struggle, get me to be humble. Let me know that it's okay to crumble, it's okay to be scared. I lost it all, now I'm wishing for it back. Funny how those hard life lessons tend to get you back on track. I realize I was wrong, and growing is just a part of me. I just hope that God knows. I hope he knows that I'm sorry. Thank you.
You can also catch Asia during the women's basketball season for UH. Yeah. What position you play? Power forward, girl. Yeah. I was a little bit taller. I was a baller. I think a little bit taller. Right? But no, I'm just some short dude. So I'll go surfing. Radical! Asia, so glad to share some action. Oh yes. Man, you guys are on top of the... Oh yeah. On top of the program. Thanks, Kate. And... Alright, ooh, look at you. Ready to rock. But yeah.
Did Chris ever show up?
I don't see it. Has Chris ever showed up? Silence. Good question. Maybe later. Alright. I think this is another new poet to the Poetry Slam. Where's Clay? Oh, right there, yeah! Everybody put your hands together for Clay.
This is called Dancing Between. The two of us, broken boys who couldn't decide whether or not to cross the great feminine divide, You who could wear lipstick in pouring rain or desert heat, I who cried just to leave memories behind. Your scars matched mine, our tears without effort combined. In another world, we could have lived our desires. The strength of your ghost led you far away from any home for us to grow, where you could finally be the divine eternal I saw hiding deep in the back of your sleepy eyes. I still see you at night in a deep sleep in a home finally safe. I wait in paradise, dancing between every gender imaginable, trying to find you, but only to be met with my own changing reflection.
Righteous, Claire. Where you stay?
Around Kalapana.
Yeah. Nice. Kalapana. Puna boy. We got all kinds of fabulous libations at the concession stand, including some delicious edibles, if anybody's into anything like that. And also some cookies. It looks like cookies from Papalo Bakery. Did I say that right? No, how do you say it? Papa Apalawa. I always say that wrong. Papa Apalawa Bakery. So, look at that. Thank you, Joshua. All right, looks like the last. Did Chris ever show up? Anybody? Chris? No? Bruh. Decided to do something else. I guess. It's like, oh, I really am stoked. But. So. Luna. Oh, there you are. Don't you live in Honokaa or something? Puna! All the way from Puna! The opposite end of the world. Give it up for Lunar Sofa.
So, new beginnings, and this is pretty awesome because I wrote this before I knew the topic. Here I go again, jogging down a country lane. As a worm scuttles out of a puddle, I feel a bit muddled like I've been here before. A 4x4 swooshes by and a scythe sparkles out the window, but it's not my time to go. So, here I go again, waking up next to a 6'2" spotted brute. Woo! And I cinch my legs around him like a besotted snake around a fruit. Here I am again, talking to my mother, but not listening to my mother, and she is justifiably upset at having spawned a callous, selfish, earless worm of a daughter. Here I go again, scar-riddled, bristled meat bag over a pot of pissy water. I wish I really were a worm, so that I might be pardoned for being an asshole to the plant. Forever thumbless loves, worms give love to everyone, but thumbs make people mean and dumb. So here I go again, crawling through the crapshoot of a quintillion stars. None of us have very far to go before we go to and fro. Here we go, row your boat down the Milky Way. Stuff my body into the black hole of a sleeping bag. Stuff my body into the black hole of a sleeping bag before time can turn me into a grumpy Grinch of a hag. And we could inchworm ourselves into a puppy pile of sweat-smeared limbs like when we were kids. Instead, the sultry years skid by as my paltry limbs rattle as I paddle across the puddles of my fears. Here I go again, teasing words out of a crude hole in my head and easing turds out of my rear end. Words, turds, angels and worms, gods and dogs, what's the difference? Reverence is blindfolding yourself and loving, squeezing, and fucking objects like there is no tomorrow, because if we could truly open our eyes, we would die from sorrow, but which wouldn't matter much. It wouldn't matter much because worms will wrangle their way into our guts in an orgiastic tangle of sluts, mutts, and butts. Oh, we're We're all stomping through a meat parade. We all taste the same. Might as well have a treat. Enjoy ourselves, chomp on a dog and get laid. Or go jogging down a country lane. As the worm scuttles out of a puddle, I feel a bit muddled like I've been here before. But I'll just keep on running. I'll just keep on running. I'll just keep on running like I've been here before. I think I have.
Woo! It's like you're running through a forest. I love it. All right. You cats are so on the ball. Yeah. All right. So we're going to take like 10 minutes, and we'll come back with the top 6 poets for this evening. For our second round, we're gonna do some tallying, gonna play some music, and we have some fabulous libations, and smoke them if you got them. Love you. We'll be right back. Thank you all for coming out. right, we have our second round of poets. Seth Speaks, Henry, Danelle, Pablo, Royce, Asia, Lunar Sofa. Get your second poem ready, and we'll get this bugger rolling in just a few minutes. Alright, everybody, we're going to get started here with the second round. I'm going to thank you all one more time. I'm going to thank you a few more times, but one more time for coming out and supporting live poetry here in your neighborhood and helping support this community-based multimedia art space. We do all kinds of things, as you probably will know by now. And also, if you didn't hear, we're live streaming tonight, so if you have any friends who might be starting to freeze their booties off on the mainland, you can tell them, hey, look at where I'm at. Everybody's in slippers. So that's on our website, kukwaustudio.com, and it will be archived on our YouTube page. Yeah, that's Watermelon Man from Herbie Hancock, 1975. Called it. I don't want to turn it off, it's so good. Alright. You guys ready to crank up the second round of the Poetry Slam? Yeah. Let's do it. Let's start things off with Seth Speaks, everybody.
So I just got one poem for y'all, but it has two parts. Part one, nail in the coffin. If God spoke, let there be light, and there it was in all its might. Nothing even vaguely angelic could have decreed man, now fight. But we have, with sword, pen, cyber, mind, and deed. The sword first outlawed, pen falls to the lash of law. Cyber's but a mirror for flaws, and minds bent to a slaver's claw. Deeds remain the only true decree. Love, the only entry fee. Non-violence is not a doctrine clinical, but a whole game metaphysical. Push the limits down to a particle, and maybe you'll see closer. Phantom joke's been lurking like a vampire Cheshire cat smirking. Open for a second to love's resounding decree. The only decree for man to follow. I say to you now with the certainty of prophets and sages bound to those mystical visions of past ages, there is no fucking way to be. But love surely seems the first key, and not love at a distance, but the kind you can put your fist in. This is raw and wild. Only nature is its true child, but we can play along. And if we do, our hearts will show the new song. Part two. The song. Scatter the roaches, and you'll see what the show is. Though perfection's not always in flow, everything follows in its toe. So pull back your bow, let that arrow go, pierce the scorpion, your victory don't harp on, make a wish, become the goat fish, who loved the sea, then gave his body to that great she, who birthed in the flash of a sneeze a little baby Pisces, who wanted to walk on land, became ram to chase the fairies, hoof stomping Aries. And he learned with fire not to kill or cull, enter the pasture Rex bull. Still not complete as he yearned for the sky, split to the twins Gemini, who learned so much as mirrored dancers, reincarnated crab of soft, creative cancer. And she yearned to be master and prancer of Zion, roar now the lion, lord of all but not the entrancer. Let go of his pride within, reborn the bright, fearless virgin, who needed to mature in this world of form, so she took her cross and she removed the nails, balanced her soul on those cosmic scales, and so I see, and so it shall be. This is the great joke and show, as above, so below. You're just missing that old shaman king, 13th bright shiner, holds to his work as pathfinder, offers water to all in the words of soothsayer, saying there is no evil or good in the neighborhood of prayer. Even your terror is a cross to bear, made of your own error. But don't get yourself worked in mine, not of musts. But for human, it's divine law or bust.
Yeah, baby, we're cruising. Seth Speaks. Hope you come to more poetry slams, bro.
Got it.
And this isn't one of those no shirt, no shoes, no service kind of joints. You do what you want. The only rule is you can't be an asshole. It's only one rule. I don't see any assholes around here. Just a bunch of awesome people. So yeah, it's a very Hawaiian thing. People are like, oh, you want to judge poetry? It's not so much judging it. It's more like just, it's a format. It's a fun little format. Helps for flow. Makes it kind of flow. It's just, these guys have been doing this poetry slam thing for decades. And anybody ever been to a poetry slam somewhere else, like on the mainland or something? Yeah, right? Amazing. A lot of times there'll be more people on the list than they have time to do, and they'll grab somebody out of a hat, one of the names out of the hat, and you get to be the sacrificial poet. Sorry. Thanks. But and so we have a few less people here in Hilo than we do in most metropolitan areas. All right. So next up for the second round, please put your hands together for Henry.
Thank you all for letting me get to this fancy round, and thank you for all the great poets who've been here. And I wrote one poem about my wife that got me this far, so here's another. Here's to you. Dating a dissident. It's hard to say why I admire you more. The fact that you've been so strong in the face of evil, or the fact that you're able to just chill despite all of the things that have happened. You tweet to the Interior Minister, you say women driving is haram because it wasn't mentioned in the Quran, but you say it on Twitter, which isn't in the Quran, so you break haram. Why are you on Twitter anyways, or do you just enjoy being a hypocrite? People have been executed for tweets like that. People have been beheaded publicly for these and so many other things where you grew up. And yet, you sit across from me so calmly in the coffee shop, sipping a latte with your headphones on. You jumped from the mouth of a great whale, a leviathan, a behemoth of a thing, a green-scaled fish, running on diesel fumes and half-said scriptures. Its teeth are very sharp, and even sitting on a couch here in the West, I fear its bite. But you jumped out of that place with all the strength you had, and maybe even more. And I was there to catch you. So here I am, dating a dissident. And any talk I have about how I occupied Wall Street, that I may or may not have done, just seems so paltry. And so I engage in this act as a coffee shop revolutionary, only to say thank you for you, and thank cross-eyed fate for bringing us together here, where we can plot the revolution in peace and count the lucky stars and wide oceans that separate us from a desert far away.
Right? I love that idea. Plotting a revolution in peace. That's beautiful. All right, you cats know what to do. Look at you. You're like a well-oiled machine. We're gonna have real better scorecards next month, I promise. Who's already planned on what they're gonna read next month? Yeah! Don't all jump at once. Sweet. Yeah, right? You're gonna read next month, right? Both of you guys are gonna, yeah. She's pointing at him and he's pointing at her. All right. Well, without further ado, please put your hands together for the lovely and talented Danelle.
A week ago, I had some people over on the lanai, and we started with blank canvases, and we used music and flower essences and essential oil, a little bit of wine, and a whole lot of fun. And I have this box of cards, and there's probably like 700 to 800 words or word fragments. Yes, written by me, laminated by me. It took some time. So you know the idea of like poetry magnets? So I encourage people when they're in their creation mode to pull these words out of the box and to go back to their painting and reflect why out of hundreds, I haven't counted, cards, they chose that card, and maybe to incorporate it into their painting or their contemplation. So at the end of the night, I encourage 5 cards because it's based on the 5 elements, and they kind of arrange them in a small poem, and I capture a picture of it. So about an hour before I came out, I took all the words and I combined them into this poem. So I'm limited by the words and the cards that were pulled a week ago, but I think it's kind of cool. That's how this came about. I call it the path. The path to somewhere is to look closer and deeply breathe the water mirror. The more playful, the more useful the teacher. Never fear, sinks down, up and down, memory rushing any way you want it. What else can I touch? Ask for integrity, right? Where will I be? Open your eyes alone, transform, create focus. Teacher within, drop in, stop needing it. The forest 4 reflects water and reminds us to bend. Start in faith, sparkle, spontaneous, your part. What else can I taste? Inner beauty fire.
Concept. The poetry magnet idea. It's beautiful. Written lots of poems with magnets, covered refrigerators. It's super fun. All right, here we go. Hop. Yep. How do you sign up for that art party? Are you gonna do another one? I want to go. That sounds like a barrel of monkeys. If anybody wants to sign up for the art party, just ask Danelle. She'll put you on the mailing list for the next one. I'm sure it'll be fabulous. All right, cruising right along, the Poetry Slam. Past that gin and juice. And please put your hands together for Pablo.
Thank you. Honored to be in the next round amongst so many great poets. So actually, I'm going to do this one. I actually did write a couple of years ago, but unfortunately the theme is still really, it's gotten worse and worse. But this one goes out to Trayvon, to Philando Castile, to the countless names that are more than just hashtags. Why, Lord, why? She cries, a baby boy lost in her eyes. Eyes that weep for a boy in the street, left for hours for the midnight sweep. The coldness runs deep from your head to your feet. Do you feel it? Can you feel it? Or were you lost in the maze, the media craze, dazed by the days of a media haze, a cloud of illusion, a collusion afloat, Fox News, CBS, NBC in one boat, CNN, ABC, hop on board, so take note. Project Fear is ashore, and it won't be a bore. You sit on the couch, a religion, a chore, the TV a shield, no emotion you feel, but the fear in your throat is all you to note. Flames rise on the screen, cops flock to the scene, and all fits neat in 2D. No need for the rest. The unrest is the best. The thrill of the ride is why they fly high to capture a glimpse as the eye in the sky. Try as you may to look away, the disorder, the fray, a holiday, a Walgreens looted, a hoodlum foray. I sure as hell ain't gonna wait for another payday. Camera veers right, then left, then zoom, and all too soon it's just you in the room. What you just witnessed, the sickness, the loss. You search for the tools, but fools just scrape surface. Dare to dig deep, but the shovel they keep. Now you're left with some choices to learn from the voices of past, present, future. You tear at the suture, and inside you find the fear is blind. The fear is maligned. It's time to shine a light on the darkness, the starkness you see of a prison city with no escape, no opportunity. A hand that smashes but does not feed. A nation that kicks you when on your knees. A nation filthy rich with poverty. Minorities blamed for the game, shame for living in unemployment. Deployment of low wages, ripping pages from the truth. Torn roots left with violence and sirens in a cold cityscape with no Cape heroes to date. Enslaved by corporate fiefdoms. Don't feed them, since dessert is what's for dinner in this food desert. Now cries of hunger, cries of desperation, no inhalation. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. Another soul weeps as it seeps into the gutters of the streets. But hounded by the thousands, fished out of the gutters, another soul's recovered by the utters of a few simple letters. Black Lives Matter. Thank you.
All the way up north. Pablo, man. Rocking it. What was the open mic you were telling me about?
September 30th is a thing, a little shindig up in Waimea from 8 to 10. Sign-ups are 7:30, but it's an open mic, and it's...
Where's it at, Waimea?
It's at the Kahili Theater.
The Keneally Theater?
Kahili.
Kahili.
Theater.
Kahilui. Kahiu. Kahilu. I'm sorry, I'm slow. I barely graduated. Yes, Kahilu Theater, open mic next Saturday. Yeah, the 30th, not tomorrow. Next week. Yeah, that sounds like a good old time. So like, nice to plug our neighbors and friends. All right, yeah. Cruising. Woo, yeah. Where's my man, Cincinnati Bryce? Gotta think of another trumpet song. Yeah. Royce, everybody.
How come it never feels right to fight what's wrong? People sing a nice song until the seconds, minutes, and hours get long. The weight is on your chest and it's on you to relieve it. When you throw that weight off and no one believes it, they try to break you and they never could. They never conceived that through it all you are strong. I don't need to hit you in the face to make you feel my brawn. The pen is mightier than the soil and my ink isn't strong enough. The oppressor still tries to stop me at dawn, but I keep going, on and on. But outward strength means nothing when you feel weak inside. Necessity has turned you into an empty shell just to survive. But occasionally you have moments where you feel alive, jump in front of the gun pointed at you by injustice and realize you don't want to die. But it's too late. They already pulled the trigger. It never feels right to feel what fight was wrong because you might never come home.
I met Royce on the Ultimate Frisbee field. It's pretty radical. Have you played any Ultimate lately?
Yeah.
Yeah, nice, man. I haven't, man. I got a car and started surfing more. Plus, yeah, other reasons. Anyway, woo! All right. Judges, all right, we are cruising. Wait, one more. No, we got him. Never mind. All right, you guys ready for this next poet? I wonder if she's gonna read a new one or an old one, but she looks like she's on the phone right now. I'll call you right back. I gotta read some poetry. Is that your mom? Who is that? Oh, okay. Well, tell them to call me. I'm really good at it. Been practicing. I like to say off a Kilauea between Starbucks and Pizza Hut, the little one-way street called Kukuau Street. You catch the first building on the left, a little gravel parking lot. And tonight, it's not as full as it usually is, even though this place is pretty full, because so many people were able to walk here. That's so damn cool. Anyway, put your hands together for Asia.
Hi, you guys. This one's called In September It Rains. The storm's coming. My city's afraid. The sky is gray and the sun don't shine. I've been living in the dark for years. It don't burn bright here, except for when it rain white hoods. I've melted through the coldest weathers, been gloomy through the brightest lights. Even when it was warm, we had those cold summer nights. That sweat with that chill. When you're sick to your stomach like a hangover, but puking up your soul itself. It gets more malicious every time. The ache because I want peace, but the rage, it just overpowers me. Forever enslaved and stuck in my streets. Careful not to step on the needles in the alley. No longer afraid of the bump in the night. Now I'm afraid to fight for what's right. We stuck in the past, yet they chant free at last. Look out for the guy with the gun and the badge. Hands up, don't shoot. Look, he's got a mag. So they blast. It turns out it was just a paper bag with some candles and a card that read, "Happy birthday, Dad." That morning the sun didn't rise. Peroxide on raw flesh. It stings a little, like my lava whiskey. Vomit chunks of justice stain my black hoodie. Staring out the window sealed. The world stopped turning, and my frog turned blue. Roaches creep through the holes in the walls, unable to be stable and balance it all. Like the leaves from the trees, yet another one fall, another soul gone, another family broken. And when we ask for justice, it's like we've misspoken. So equality, you're joking, but one day I'm hoping to get rid of the senseless violence and hate, because there's only so much that a person can take. Thank you.
Girl's been writing. I still sometimes give a paraphrase of this one poem that she's read a couple times here. And I don't quite do it justice, but it works. It's super fun. All right. I'm just jib-jabbering while we got the judges going on. Yeah. 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 Want to let you guys know too, we have lovely Kukuau Studios t-shirts and some stickers. I think we have one hat left. If you guys want to cruise and represent, that'd be radical. Also, if you see anybody out in the street or in the mall or wherever that you seen at the Kukuau, you've seen here at Kukuau, or you met them here, or maybe they're one of those strangers you gave a hug to, because that's always highly recommended. You're given permission to to yell from across the room or across the street or out your window, go, cuckoo-wow, cuckoo-wow! And they'll go, oh, I know you. Cuckoo Studio. We haven't even got our own call. So it's fun. All right. We are right on schedule. So perfect. My landlord will be very happy. Everybody, please put your hands together for Lunar Sofa.
So when you see me across from the parking lot, you can call me Luna or Sophia. You don't have to call me a sofa. But I like to imagine all these sofas are on the moon. So this one, I didn't memorize. I didn't have enough mental space to fit it in my head. But I wanted to engage you anyway, because when it's spoken word, it's really engaging. And when you read it, it's still awesome, but you lose that engagement. So I'd like to ask you, at the end, I'm going to ask you a question. And if you feel inspired, answer the question at the end. And I'll do this so you remember. I'll ask the question, but I'll do this like, what's the question? Yeah, and you can answer the question if you feel like. So, yeah, and then you can answer the question. You don't have to repeat the question. The unperceived pickaxe. The unperceived pickaxe lay lazily on its ass in the grass. It must be so much fun to bask unperceived. So little is expected when you are ignored. Here I am, adored by pecking mosquitoes and razor blade weeds wrecking my shins. It's a sure win for the pesky pickaxe, who has embroiled me in a vicious game of hide-and-go-seek. If I could find the unperceived pickaxe, and assume it could speak, I would ask the pickaxe, how can you stand it? Stripped of your prestige and identity as a powerful, purposeful pickaxe, how can you stand it to just be idle and lay naked in your indolence? Yeah? You are worse than useless, you pickaxe. Because if you had never existed, I wouldn't be wandering amidst the 10-foot saplings calling your name. Without you, all the junk trees that need uprooting loom larger than all the world's cancers and all the world's starving children. I need you, pickaxe. A million zillion years from now, learned scientists may churn up your rusted carcass and pour forth intergalactic spiels analyzing your remains, your worth, your raison d'être. You might be placed in a glass exhibition case under lock and key, surrounded by a cavalry of museum guards, and labeled barbaric, post-industrialist, pre-globalist, meta-transfunctional bullshit. That is if you are ever found. But no matter, perceived or unperceived, you heave heft merely as an idea. I am immortalizing you with these words, as you concurrently annihilate my puny, withering, biological, parenthetical fart blip called my life. As a theoretical pickaxe, you hack me to bits. I guess I'll rip up the thorns and the roots and the stumps without you, pickaxe, until my hands bleed. Who needs a fucking phony pickaxe anyway? Posing on a real pickaxe anyway! And what the fuck would a pickaxe say? What the fuck would a pickaxe say? What would a pickaxe say? Pick?
Pick something.
Axe you.
All right then. There you go. The crowd has spoken.
All right. Give it up for all of our poets tonight. Oh my goodness. Wow. As many styles of poetry as there were poets is beautiful. We're gonna do this last round of judges here, tally the scores from the first round and the second round, and come back with our top 3 poets and a fabulous awards assembly. Thank you. All right. So, judges, my name, Mangani, Dumopao. How many hours have you spent with a pickaxe, Lunar?
Lots. That's how I
Yeah?
got my muscle.
Yeah?
But then I lost it, so I'm emaciated.
So you're ready to. Lonely. Is that analogous for anything? Alright. Let's see. What makes this. I jacked it up. Cool, we're gonna be right back. Gonna tally these scores really quick. Be right back with our fabulous awards assembly. Please stick around. We have some delicious libations, and I think there are a few delicious edibles left, and also, I always say around Papaloa, Papa Al Palau. I'm so retarded at that. Oh my god, my humblest apologies to any Hawaiian speakers in my Hali tongue. Papa, that's what I think of saying it, but I don't think that's right. Papa Aloha. Is that right? No. Papa Apalawa. Did I say that right? Papa Apalawa. There's probably a lot of them. Yeah, lots of Okinas, lots of vowels. Alright, we'll be back in just a couple minutes with our fabulous award assembly. Please help yourself to a libation, stick around, and if you haven't had a chance to do so, meet somebody you haven't met before and give them a big, fat, delicious, juicy hug. It's highly recommended. Feels good. Aloha. this is close. No need to alter what you're doing. Just gonna make a couple announcements here real quick. First, if you haven't had a chance to take care of your $5 donation at the door, please feel free to set up AIDA with that, or you can give that to me for the door and stuff. Hey, we haven't had a chance to, if you guys haven't had a chance to do so, to say hi to our lovely bartender, you should feel free to do so. She's a barrel of monkeys, and if you had, why don't we put a big round of applause for our lovely bartender tonight. Aida, she's fabulous, rocking it, right? We got some fabulous prizes from local businesses, and there are several flavors of prizes here. And so I'm going to start off with, oh yeah, we need to set up the photo thing. We're going to start off with, man, that's close. 57.3 points total. Please put your hands together for our third place finalist, Pablo. And with 56.1 points, please put your hands together for Luna Sofa. And killing it with 58 points, please put your hands together for Asia. Right. We're gonna do a little picture time here. But first, tonight and our fabulous finalists. Come up and light, come up